Barbra Kruger is classified into a category of expressionism, and over the years has developed a unique style and method by taking inspiration from mass media. Words are critical in her work. She intertwines text, quotes, questions, and slogans into her works of art. This makes the audience stop, look, and most importantly, think. Her words demand our attention. In her early life as a photographer, her method and process are much different than they are today. She attended Parsons School of Design in New York City after her undergrad, and then after started to work at a magazine publication like House and Garden and Mademoiselle. In her early photography career, she focused mostly on architectural photograph. A couple of years later, after moving to the West Coast, she developed a deep interest in words, more specifically, poetry. She was constantly writing while pursuing her art interests, but mainly still separate. During this time in her early career, her process included exploring physical spaces, places, and buildings, and then taking a photograph. Then there was also a writing process. This was a unique narrative from the scenes she captured. The narration included a deep thought on who inhabited these spaces. She would place the two works of art side by side to create a unique relationship between text and image, however, not physically intertwined with each other. Her most noted work during her early career was published in 1978 called Pictures/Readings. Her process started to shift over the coming years. While she maintained her interest in buildings and architecture, her text started to become much shorter and to the point. Then her photographic process took a dramatic turn. She decided to have a way with original photography and focus on mass media sourced imagery. Most often these images were found in magazines or newspapers. She would then overlay text on top of the images addressing an issue. Slogans were typically used, like her 1987 piece called I Shop, Therefore I Am. This work of art addressing the concept of consumerism. She often uses personal pronouns, which makes the viewer think about who is truly speaking without any clear answer. One author said that it creates these moments of internal identity confusion, in which we don't know if we're acting as a victim, oppressor, or witness. Usually, we are all of the above. In an interview with Kruger, she described her writing process and said that she's always been a cafe writer with a little pad and pencil. A local cafe in New York City on McDougal Street was her office, and would write there often. And then to pick the right image to match the words, she described the process as sort of a mix and match through her archive of many, many images. She explored numerous societal images, including feminism, desire, religion, consumerism, power, sex, stereotypes, and many more, addressing many political and social concerns. Where she physically placed these works of art also added an important dimension to her pieces that fully rounded out her concepts. In her piece titled Your Body is a Battleground, it was originally a poster for the 1989 pro-choice March on Washington, but it was also a billboard on the street in Columbus, Ohio, right next to the pro-life billboard put up 12 hours later after Kruger put up hers. Reproducibility is a critical aspect to her process. Her photographs translate well across many different forms of media, from posters to billboards to t-shirts to gallery walls. For every piece she creates, she makes sure how to make the pieces meet the viewer's attention. Since most people have a very short attention span, she is constantly figuring out how each piece will work in that unique space, making the viewer truly stop, look, and think. Some of the spaces she's occupied have been skate parks like Coleman Skate Park, done in 2017, or taking over an entire gallery room from ceiling to floor, including this installation in 2018 called Forever in Berlin. And in 2012, titled Belief and Doubt in Washington, D.C. Or on sides of entire buildings in New York City on the High Line in 2016, or even on Metro cards. As you have probably noticed, her color palette is mostly red, white, and black, and a bold typeface font that is seen consistently through her pieces. She claims her process for using these fonts is just whatever works. She also mastered the art of collage, which she learned as a graphic designer from her early years at magazine publications. More recently, she said in an interview that she is interested in notions of power and control, and love and money, and death and pleasure and pain. She is constantly inspired by the world around her and will continue to bring awareness to these important social issues through her art.